Hello? Okay, calm down. You are sideways and no audio. Okay. I tried to put it back. Orientation. Oh no. Okay. Shoot. Shoot! No. All right. Orientation is locked. Rotate back. Ah! All right, here. All right. At least 1 minute of video is needed to start highlight. No. 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 All right. Help. It said I had to change the orientation. Okay. They're saying I'm sideways. It says change orientation. All right. Is that right?
Yeah, it's good now.
You can see me?
Yeah, I have you on here.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. All right. I can't really see myself on the camera, but I guess it doesn't matter. All right, I was gonna do this without my glasses. I'll see how this goes. All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's always nerve-wracking when I go live, like stuff I don't think, I think I'm okay, and then I go live, and then something messes up. But oh, thank you. Yes, it was my birthday yesterday. I just turned 60. That's crazy, but I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm excited to turn 60. Oh, I'm just looking down here. I have my laptop open so that I can see the chat. So hopefully this works. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the happy birthdays. As you can see, I'm not in the truck camper. Okay, the sun's shining through the blinds, so I guess it doesn't look good. Let me see if I can, is that better? No. No. Is that better? Oh, thank you. Oh, Chris said that what I said on my short video really spoke to his heart, which, yeah, that's how I feel now, because for so long oh, it's good? All right, thank you. Okay. All right, better. Good. Okay, now I can just relax. Good, good. Yeah. Oh, okay. The video's repeating itself. I don't know. Is it repeating itself for anyone else? Because I have it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Spikers, for the happy birthday. Okay, Josh. Josh is my moderator. That's my son-in-law. He's saying it's on your end. Because I have my laptop muted. So hopefully no sound can be coming out of that. Okay, good, good. Okay. Okay. As you can see, I'm not in my truck camper, and I don't have Ron and Lilo. I'm at my daughter's for my birthday. I came here to visit my daughter. My son is next door playing video games, so hopefully you guys don't hear him. I told him to be quiet, but who knows how that would go. Oh, sorry, Chris. Maybe dial back in, or dial. Okay, yeah, I'm showing my age. Maybe just log back in and see if it clears it up. Oh, oh, thank you all for the happy birthdays. Oh, good, good. Chris says it's good now. Good. So I last minute, like last week, I decided to buy a ticket and come to see my daughter for and spend my birthday with them. So, Chip Miller asked if I'm going to be in courtside this fall. I would love to be. Unfortunately, my parents in Florida, I keep going back to Florida because they're not doing very well. My mom's 89, my dad's 92, and they're getting to the point where they can't live independently anymore. They both have cancer, and it's really sad to see, but they do need someone there basically all the time now because they're still in their house. Um, so my brother is with them right now, and I'm so thankful for him because I was there for a couple months and didn't realize like what a toll it was kind of taking on me. I mean, I love my parents, I love being there for them, but oh, I'm sorry your dad passed away. I know it's so hard. It's so hard to see them, getting weaker and weaker and knowing that, they're really not going to get better. It breaks my heart to see them like that. But I'm thankful, that I'm there for them. But I didn't realize, what a toll it does take on you. My brother's there with his wife, so I think it's a little easier for them because it's not just one person with taking care of both of them. So like I went when my brother came. I went on a 2 week silent meditation retreat or course, Vipassana, and like as soon as I got there, like I was just spinning, like my head was just because I didn't realize, like I wasn't sleeping. I was so tired because I don't sleep very well in my parents' house, and I just crashed. Like I was sleeping there during meditation, like because you meditate for 10 hours a day, and I was like falling asleep. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to see them. But I was kind of able to recuperate and kind of take a step back, and it was really good. The meditation retreat was really good, but it is hard to see them going declining. So hi, oh, this is my ex sister-in-law. Hi, Kim. Thank you all for being here. This is wonderful. Yeah, I think that's kind of common with meditation. Belle said that is it Belle Exar, that they fall asleep during meditation, and I guess that's the whole point of sitting upright. That you try not to fall asleep because you're working on stuff, but sometimes it happens. And yeah, I was falling asleep a lot in the beginning, but as soon as my rest caught up, it was a lot better. So hi everybody. Oh, thank you again for the happy birthdays. I had a great day yesterday with my kids, with my granddaughter. We went to a vegan dim sum restaurant. They live in Las Vegas, so that's where I am now for a couple weeks. And yeah, and then we got tiramisu, and we just kind of hung out, and I was playing with the baby, so it was a really nice day. Do I like guided meditations? I do, and I went to Vipassana, the silent meditation retreat, a couple of years ago, and I was practicing it for a while, but then I kind of got out of it and was just doing guided meditations. Because guided meditations, it's so much easier, I think, to just be in the moment and to just follow along. Like Vipassana is a silent meditation, and you have to keep like redirecting yourself back. And I guess that's the whole thing. That's the whole practice, like you pull that practice into life, and you constantly like, forgive yourself for like going off track and not making it a big deal and just accepting and coming back. But I do really enjoy guided meditations. But now I'm trying to do Vipassana, but they say to do it 2 hours a day, which is a lot. I haven't gotten up to 2 hours a day. I do like a half hour or an hour, but you're supposed to do an hour in the morning, an hour at night. And it just seems like a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'll get up to it one day. Um, right. So Chris is talking about Julia Christina. Okay. So he does some of her guided meditations. Yeah, I think guided meditations are really powerful and very, very helpful. Um, and I really do enjoy guided meditations. And they're easier for me than Vipassana. But I am seeing a lot of benefits with Vipassana, so I'm going to stick with that right now. For right now. But my it feels weird not having my truck camper with me because usually when I travel, I have everything with me that I own, and I flew here, and just because it's easier for me, it takes a while to get here with the truck camper, and then I can actually stay with them because that's another thing. If I have the truck camper, I can't park it in their development. And then with the dogs, I can't bring the dogs in their house because they go after their cats. They have 3 cats. So, it makes it harder to spend quality time with my daughter and my granddaughter and my son-in-law. So I'm thankful to be here without them and be able to stay in their house. But I'll be coming back. I think in January, I'll be coming back to this area. So I won't be in Quartzsite in the fall, but hopefully in January, because my brother will be back to be with my parents for a couple of months in January. So I'll be able to come back. So, thank you. Chris says he's going to be 60 in April. Okay, he started RVing. Thank you. Yeah, it's weird turning 60 because I don't know, like I don't have any aches and pains. Like I kind of feel the same that I did all my life, like when I was younger, like 20, So I don't know. I guess it's just a number, but I'm excited about it. I mean, there's, everybody's aging, and in the past I used to get upset about birthdays, but it's kind of silly I think it is to get upset about birthdays. That I don't know, they're inevitable. You just have to honor where you're at and try to live the best life you can at any age. So it's a question. Holidays are upon us. Will you be on the road spending time with family members? By the way, 60 is just a number. That's very true. It's just a number. Yes. For the holidays, I'll probably be better. I'll probably be staying with my parents because my brother is leaving in November to go back to New Jersey till mid-January. So I'll probably be tethered to Florida, helping them for a couple months. So yeah, getting older is better than the alternative. That's very true. And that was the short, I just put out talking about that it's a privilege. It's a privilege to grow old. It always gets me teary-eyed, and I think, all the people that didn't make it to 60, and, like I have that privilege. Whoever, lives that long has that privilege to still experience life and have adventures and find joy when other people didn't. So that kind of shifted my whole mindset on aging. Now, so thank you for your videos. They're very inspiring. Thank you for saying that. That always warms my heart when people say that to me. But Chris says he's nervous about turning 40 next year. Okay. But what I said in my short recently about privilege to be aging, it really spoke to him and shifted his mind. Yeah. Yeah, I know, it's so true. And I think my hardest birthday was 25. I remember crying all day at 25 because I kept telling myself, oh my God, you're a quarter of a century old and you're not married, you didn't finish your college degree yet, like you're working a job you don't like what are you doing? And it was just, you're getting old and you're not, you're not following the path, but it's silly, just so silly. And but now, there is no path. I mean, like, you can't really plan. Like we try, and society dictates, what we should be doing at a certain age, right? But that's like a falsity. It never turns out that way. Like things happen and it's hard, but you have to try to accept and see the purpose in it and keep going on. And sometimes life sucks and sometimes life's amazing. So you just have to roll with it and enjoy the parts that you can. So uh, oh, yeah. I was in Canada last July. I don't know, it was beautiful. I love Canada. Somebody said that they wish they can visit Canada. So right now I'm in Las Vegas, where my kids are, and I love the Southwest. I love being here. It's getting a little cooler, so I hope to do some hiking with my son, um, by the Mount Charleston area, like while I'm here. So I hit the half century mark last year, and I'm still not totally sure what I want to be when I grow up. That's so true. And I think feeling that's part of like why I crumbled when I was 25 is because like I felt like, oh my God, I have to have it all figured out. I have to know what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life and be happy all the time. And like you realize, yeah, that's not life. That's not true. And you're gonna have like a really sorrowful life if you think that way. So, um, yeah, and that's what I was reading. I might even do a video about this. I was reading about why people get depressed on birthdays, and that was one of like the number one things that they feel like they should be in a certain place in their life and they're not. But that's like just putting a lot of like heavy burdens and expectations on yourself that that are just, a fallacy. Like you should be somewhere. Like like, we can't control really. I mean, we try to set ourselves up, but then stuff always happens. So yeah. Oh, ah. Oh, yeah, the southwestern states are just gorgeous. And I mean, there's parts of Florida too that are pretty, but they really are. But I love it. I love it out here. I love the hiking. I think it's just beautiful. I love the mountains. I love the desert. Um, Life is what happens when you're making other plans. The journey is the destination. That is so true. That's so true. It's the journey. And a lot of times, I think we have this, or I did when I was younger, like I always thought there was a destination. Like when I, get that house, when I marry that person, when I get the job, or when I start making this much money, then I'm gonna be happy. Then my life is gonna be perfect. And it doesn't work that way. Like what you just said, Alexar, that the journey is the destination. Yeah. Like if you keep looking ahead and not being, in the present moment, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss all of it. um, oh, that's good. Spiker says that his birthday used to be so depressing, not anymore. Yeah, I could totally relate to that. And, I just think it's all the pressures from society that we put on ourselves. And when we get older, we can see through those a lot of times, that it's not real life. Mm. Oh, good. Chip says he's in Arizona camping, enjoying every minute. Will be 70. Oh, in November. Good for you, Chip. Yeah. Yeah, Arizona is gorgeous. That's where I was camping by the Grand Canyon, and that was the most beautiful campsite I've ever had. That was amazing. have you thought about getting a piece of land in an area you like? I've been thinking of doing that when I get my truck camper. Yeah, that's a great idea. It really is. And I have thought about it from time to time. I'm not ready yet. Um, Either that or like slow travel, around the world. A lot of people do that. But the thing that makes that more difficult is the dogs. I mean, people have done it. I guess you have to, yeah, it depends on where you go and how you get there. But I don't know. I'll figure that part out. But with the truck camper, I was because you still can. It's easier to go across borders, in a vehicle with the dogs. So I've taken them into Canada. I've taken them into Mexico before. So I want to do like more of that. But I would love to slow travel internationally, and at sometime in the future, have a piece of land where I could just have like a small cabin on it, or like because traveling, even though it's amazing, it does get tiresome because you don't have a place, you just don't have like you're always on somebody else's land, whether it's private or the government land. You don't have any place where you can just relax. So yeah, I could see the appeal of that. Oh, thank you, Kim. Oh, Mark, her husband Mark says to be happy if you're healthy and live life to the fullest. Yeah. And that's all we can do, right? And happiness isn't, I guess that's what they teach you in Vipassana, not to crave, or to like not to crave things or to push things away, because everything is temporary, right? Even our happiness. Yeah, like you want to live with joy and you want to be happy and be grateful for it, but that's fleeting. Where the same thing is if you're in a bad place and you're trying to just ride that wave, like that's fleeting. So yeah. So happy, yeah. I am happy most of the time. Are there any states you haven't been to, and if so, which ones would you like to visit? Yeah, I haven't been to 4 of the lower 48, which is Montana, the Dakotas, and Maine. Maybe I was at Maine when I was a kid, but I don't remember it. So Maine, and then I've never been to Alaska or Hawaii. But yeah, those 4 states I would like to go see. Um, so I have a friend in South Dakota, Barbara, and yeah, Montana is supposed to be beautiful. So I'd love to see that too. Okay. Now boarding blogs. I definitely want to do slow international travel. Hope to do it within the next 2 years. Yeah. I mean, that seems like the ultimate to me. I follow some YouTubers that do that. My friend Kevin Martin from 30 and Wake Up, he's slow traveling. And there's another channel I watch, Grounded for Life. I think they just changed their name. They have like 5 channels, but they just changed one of their names to Retirement So Travel or something. And that's what they do. And that's, to me, sounds like the perfect thing. Because like if you're renting like an Airbnb for a couple of months, like, yeah, you do have a respite. Like it's not yours, you're renting it, but it's not like, you're a truck camper on federal land and you have to go, or, or you're parked somewhere and you can't stay there and you have to go. So yeah, I would love to do that and see the world. I love traveling. Oh, okay. Spikers. But 60 brought cataracts, so December I'm getting my vision back. Okay, good. So after you get that fixed and you get new lenses, you can go to Arizona. Yeah, Arizona is amazing. It's one of my favorite states. Alaska and Hawaii is a must, especially if you love nature. Yeah, and I definitely do. And I would love, and I had a cousin who lived in Alaska for a long time, and I never went to visit her, but yeah, I don't know if I would take the truck camper up there. I would love to, but yeah, but we'll have to see. Um, yeah. Oregon is gorgeous because it has the desert, it has high desert, it has mountains, it has valleys, it has the coast. Yeah, you're right. It has everything. Um, Kim-Ann, have you ever done the Arizona RV Bash in mid-January? Is that the one like the RTR, or is it? I know they have different ones now. I've been to the RTR once in 2020 before everything closed down, January 2020, and I camped with a really fun group, and we would do potlucks every night and have a big fire. That was a really good time. But I would definitely go back um, in January, and maybe I will in this January. That's something that, yeah, I would love to do that. Like come back out here, see my granddaughter, and stop on the way to Arizona and camp out because there are tons of people in the desert at that time. Like so, I would love to do that. Um, that's very true. It is easier to take a cruise to Alaska or Hawaii because I would love to travel. I would love to take my camper up to Alaska, but it's a long, long drive down that sketchy highway. Like, I don't know, people have like a lot of stories about what is the highway that goes through like BC? The Alaskan Highway? No, the Alaskan Highway's in Alaska. I forgot what the name of it is. But yeah. Um, but I don't know. Most of the time I don't let stuff like that stop me. I guess it depends on how much time I have, but I would like to maybe travel with someone through stuff like that. Like I would love to go to Mexico too, and I have been down to Mexico by myself twice, but I would love to, travel with someone. It's just makes it easier, you feel safer. Are you able to run your AC off grid? I am not. On my truck camper, I do not have an inverter. It came with a 1200-watt inverter that worked one outlet by the bed. So, like, I replaced my, it didn't really do me any good, like one outlet by the bed. So, what I ended up doing is replacing the dealer batteries with Battleborns, and I needed the extra battery space, so I took the inverter out. And for when I'm off grid for AC devices, I just use a Jackery. I have like 3 like solar rechargeable batteries, 2 Jackeries, a 2000, a 1000, and then I got that All Powers that a company sent me. That's a 1800, I think. So usually that works out. But I have to charge them by the sun. So if there's no sun, yeah, it gets tricky, but it does usually work out. But I cannot run my AC. So that's always that. I think that's the worst time of year to be off grid is the summertime because it can be unbearable when you're super super hot like that. Yeah, I don't like it. So, any latest camper issues? Let's see. It's doing pretty good. No leaks or anything like that. The only thing I have to get fixed is I'm probably gonna fix it myself. My shades. Like I hate the shades on the Cirrus. They're kind of falling apart, and they have a string that goes through them, and the string comes off the track. So I have to take them down and fix them. But that's like the main thing. But that's it. That's like a minor thing, really. So, yeah, Arizona gets unbearably hot this summer, unless you're at elevation, and then it could be comfortable. Like when I was here the last time, I was at elevation on in the Kabab National Forest. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it was pretty comfortable. Like at night, it was getting like down into the 60s, and it didn't get over 80. So Yeah, I really like that. I think you can stay in Arizona year round if you go to elevation in the summertime. Oh, um, ah. oh, uh, so my yeah, I'll be and I'm going to North Carolina when I go back to Florida for about a little less than a week. I'm going to meet a friend out there in the beginning of October. So hopefully there's, probably the leaves are going to be changing color. I don't know if it's going to be peak, but I did, yeah, but it should be really pleasant, cool nights, some like leaves changing and do some hiking, and it should be really pleasant. So Spikers asked if I left the camper in Florida. I did. I left it at the airport. And it was the first time I stealth camped in the camper. When I had the van, like a few times I stealth camped in that, and it's a lot easier to stealth camp in a van than it is in the camper, because you have to get out. And then I have this bar that goes over the door, like when you're traveling, but like you have to pull the bar out. So the bar's sticking out when you go in the door and it stays out. So like people probably know you're in there, but I don't know. It was fine at the airport. Like nobody is really there. So hello from Florida. I just left there. uh, yeah, Sheila says she's 61. Yeah, there's no. Oh no. I just heard Kia said that they're gonna have a hurricane this week in Florida, so hopefully you can hold back off to travel back. Yeah, and that's one thing. Usually this time of year, I'm out of like I'll leave Florida just because of the hurricanes. Like I don't want to be stuck there with a hurricane. So, and I thought about that when I left it at the airport. It's in Orlando, but hopefully it's okay because it's more inland. Where my parents live is right on the coast. So hopefully it's okay. But Sheila, I agree with you. 61, yeah, 61 isn't bad. 60 isn't bad. You know, yeah, you just have to, I don't know, live your life and just enjoy life. Yeah, life is great. 65, retired, happy white guy. Okay, life is great. Yeah, yeah. And I think that's, wow, such the benefit of growing older that you can see through all of the illusion that you can get trapped in when you're younger, that the path and you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and when you're older you're kind of at the point where the jig is up, like right. uh, Kim's asking me any plans to come to Minnesota next year, maybe. Yeah, probably, because my son Dawson is moving to Michigan, so the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So I would love to travel up there, visit Kim and my stepdaughters, and just see everybody on the way. Yeah, I would love that. Oh, oh, uh, good. Chris says that he's glad he's learning. He's learning all this now about aging. Yeah, because it just saves you a lot of time, right? Because you can have a lot of struggles and interior struggles about it when you realize that it's not real. Like the path that people tell you should be doing, isn't real. And what I said in that video, I really try to live by now. That it was short then, but that life is happening for us, not to us. And when someone said that to me the first time they said that, I'm like, what? What does that even mean? But it's so true, because if it's happening for us, then it's easier. It's easier to see the messages and everything. It's easier to accept everything. If it's like happening to us, you're living your life kind of like a victim. That, why did this happen? And a lot of people I hear it from a lot of people that they're stuck in that, like family members and stuff. Like, why is this happening to me? Why, why is why did I get sick? Why, why is um why did my car break down? Why did like why, So, and it's you can really get stuck in that as a victim, and you're not a victim. Um, okay. I'm worried about the camper if a hurricane occurs. Yeah, that's very true. Yep. And I've been always worried about the camper when hurricanes came through Florida, and I was there before my parents. I would always end up leaving and going west. But you know, this year, I don't know. I have to you know, just accept what happens because I have to go back there. I have to help my parents. Clint says he helps his 86-year-old mom and love her to death. Lost my brother last year. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, yeah. It's very demanding. Taking care of your parents, and especially my dad, because he's starting to get a little confused, and he knows it, so he gets angry about it. But yeah, and I can only empathize with them, because I imagine how that would be for me if you're losing your eyesight, you're losing your hearing, you're a little confused sometimes, and it like that would be so hard, and know that, well, this is not going to get better. That would be so hard to live with. So I finally just accepted I need to be there with them. I guess I always knew that, but there was like a long like push and pull with that, because like my kids were finally out of the house and I was single, and this is how I want to live my life, but then I have to keep coming back to Florida for my parents. So yeah, like now and that when I was at that meditation retreat, yeah, I saw so many good things about when I was growing up, and it's amazing, like when you're silent for 10 days, like all these things come to you from the past, like, whoa, where did that come from? When you don't have any stimulation. But yeah, but I was able to just come to terms with it, and that, and just fully accept. Doesn't make it any easier, but I fully accept. Oh, thank you. I said, I want to thank you for openly being yourself. Yes, I am openly myself. I'm grateful for people like you when I meditate. Oh, thank you. I'm grateful for people like you. Like at the end of my meditations, I always send love, to everyone, and to everyone who watches my videos. Like, I just appreciate all of you so much, and I hope you could feel it, because it's coming at you like every day. So thank you, David. He says, welcome to the 60s club. Yeah, it's a good club to be in. Ah, mm. No candles on the gig, fire hazard. That's very true. Yeah, I didn't have candles. I had tiramisu, which was really yummy. I haven't had tiramisu in so long. Yeah, it's very true to hang in there for your folks. That it's a must, and like I hope, like I don't want to be a burden to my kids, but when I am older, if I do need some help, I hope they still love me and will be there for me, and I'm sure they will. So, yeah. But, yeah. And it really makes me be conscious about how I'm treating my body and mind, and, my life outlook, because when you get older, that stuff really, really, I mean, it always impacts you, but you can really, really see it when you're older. That that stuff is so important, like how you are treating your body, how you think, how you move, what you eat, like that stuff really catches up to you. And a lot of people have chronic disease because of the American lifestyle, and I'm just trying to prevent that, because I don't want the slow decline. I kind of want to live a happy life and then, like, die in 3 days and have it over with. Okay. But we can't really predict our death. Oh, thank you, Clint. He subscribed. Thank you so much. Yeah, he liked. Yes, if you guys can like, I would appreciate it. Thank you. All right. I was talking about my truck camper's roof covers and skylight. Okay. I know my skylight at one point it was leaking, but I had it fixed. I don't know if that's what you were talking about. I don't know. I'm 60 and live in my van. It is what I love to do. Yep, I know. It is a great way of life. It really is. Like even, oh, thank you. Thank you, Gwen Hollow. He said he felt that they felt it. I think it's a great way of life because you just, everybody always says you have the freedom, right? I mean, there's a lot, there's pros and cons to it because it's not easy. It's not easy all the time, but it's all in the way you look at it. I mean, I think it's a great trade-off. Your messages and being that you have shared that you have done some inner work. Yeah. Oh, good. Chris says he's doing inner work too, and he feels great to connect with other like-minded people. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's all you can do, really. The older I get, the more I value honesty and authenticity, and the more I dislike BS. Yep. I feel like that too. I feel like that too. And I really resonate with people who are transparent. No matter, because you can feel it. No matter like the subject. I mean, there's a line there, right? But transparent about who they are and things that they've been through, because a lot of times we hide that and we're ashamed of it, and I was for a very long time, but so many people can relate to it because we all have struggles. We've all been through a lot of stuff, and sharing it, like sharing, yeah, the things that you're holding back on, like I'm always surprised, because people are so. Some people get thrown back by it, but most people, can really relate and accept to it and value that you are transparent. Okay. Yeah. Chris says he struggles with his eating habits, but he's doing better physically. Yeah, it's a road. I mean, it's not. You can't be perfect all the time, and I think it's self-defeating to try to be. You do the best you can with where you're at, right? And yeah, when I would always like think that I had to be perfect, I would end up sabotaging myself because, you can't be perfect. Things happen, and then it would set me back. But now I do my best. I was reading To Go Faster, that three major things happen when you get older: your vision, your hearing, and I don't remember what the third one was. That's true. Yes. Yeah. I know, it is kind of like we're having a therapy session, right? But yeah. I hope 60 is the new 40. I feel like it is. Yeah, I feel good. Well, that's all you can hope for is to feel good at the age that you're at, to be able to do the things you want to do to enjoy life at whatever age that you're at. And I see that a lot living in a truck camper, that people, waited till they were, after retirement, and, they have their nest egg, and after retirement, and then they start traveling in their RV. And I see a lot of people that are sick and have to get off the road, or, I was in Key West once, and this couple had this huge fifth wheel, and the guy was ended up in the hospital, and the lady couldn't move the fifth wheel, like she couldn't drive the fifth wheel. They didn't know what happened to him, if he had a stroke or whatever, and it was just very, very stressful for her. So I don't know. I think starting earlier if you can, and then taking care of yourself, right? But even if you take care of yourself, crap happens and people still get sick. You just do the best you can. So yes, there is definitely beauty in common humanity. And yeah, I love that. I love that. You know, because so many people do hide parts of themselves, and I don't know. Like when I talk to them, I can feel it that they're not open, you know, and that's just where they're at, and you have to honor that. But people who are open, like I'm really drawn to, because it's so nice. It's so nice when people are transparent and open about who they really are. It's very refreshing. Like IKEA says, now or never. Is that what IKEA says? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of commercials. Is that a commercial? Uh, oh, yeah. Bert says he recovered from a stroke and always wanted to buy a camper. Yeah. And did. Okay, you did. Good. Sorry you were behind the little heart and I couldn't see it. Good, you did. Yeah. I met a lady the other day in Florida. I was staying at a campground, and she was a subscriber, so I was driving by and she ran out of her van. Hey, come in, don't you with the two little dogs? So I went over and talked to her, and she had a stroke last year, but she said that after she had her stroke, I mean, she looked like she was doing wonderful, but after she had her stroke, she sold her condo and bought the van and just went on the road. So, and I mean, now she's like loving her life, but yeah, it's, so she was able to do it, but other people, you know, maybe aren't able to do it, and that's, you know, that's kind of sad if they really want to do it. Oh, thank you, Clint. I made him smile. Uh, but I I heard something that like the medium, like what is it called? That at 68, like the age, I don't know, there's a term for it, but at the age where you are still like well and you don't have chronic disease that impacts your everyday, like that medium age is 60, I think it was 67 or 66. I have to look it up. I don't remember, but, and there's a term for it. But in the US at 66, like most people have chronic disease where they can't, like their life is impacted. And, you know, and then most people retire after that. So, you know, to have like your retirement, which everybody works for and waits for, and then to be, you know, chronically ill and not able to do everything you want to do. I don't know. That just like breaks my heart, but it just is a striking statistic, right? That at 66, most people have chronic disease, but then they don't retire till 67 or later. So, um, oh, okay. My cute little dogs. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. So the border collie. Yeah, I miss my dogs. They're back in Florida. I'll see them next week, but it's really weird because I feel like they're still with me because they're with me all the time. So when I'm sleeping, I still can kind of feel them like cuddled up next to me because they're always there. But yeah, I'll see them soon. They're doing fine. They're being well taken care of. Um, yeah, that's true, Bert. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know when your time is coming, and that's, yeah, because we're all I know this is like because really we're all gonna die someday, right? So so yeah, just live the best, all you can do is live the best life you can, and Wow. Oh. um, yeah, um, that a coworker, yeah, a couple of years retired. Yeah, you hear that a lot where people wait for their retirement and then they end up dying like shortly after that. I know. That's really sad. That uh-huh. That is very true. Yeah, the United States, like the typical, standard American diet and our lifestyle like isn't as healthy as a lot of other countries. And it does catch up with you as you get older. It's like normal. It's normal to be on, different medications, or it's just normalized. And where in other countries, the people stay healthier longer. Like my son-in-law and I were just reading a statistic that, what was it, 80, like 87 or something? I don't know, Josh. You have to tell me what it was. But in Japan, like the median age more of death was like 85. In women, it was 87, and it was like 82, I think, in men, which is like crazy because it's kind of low in the U.S. Um, okay. Well, yeah, that's very true. That happens a lot where people retire and they plan and they retire and then they pass away shortly after. Do you feel that after being exposed to nature more often, your spiritual senses have developed? I think so. Yeah, and I really crave it. It was hard coming back to normal life after being the in that retreat for you're actually there for 12 days, but you're silent for 10 days because it's in rural Georgia, and it's beautiful. It's surrounded by woods, and all you hear is nature sounds. And yeah, I think it is like a spiritual awakening because we're a part of all of that. Like we're a part of every living thing and everybody else. Like we're connected. I feel like we're all connected. And you can really, really feel that, like when you're in nature and you just take it all in. Yeah. Um, I think in the US we tend to snack more and snack on unhealthy foods. Yes, I think so too. But but that's what you see. Like you drive down the highway and that's all the billboards you see. That's the food that's subsidized. And it's good, it's fast, it's cheap. So yeah, that's what people eat. Well, um, I do find that after exposure, interaction with nature, I feel more grounded and centered. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And what do the Japanese call that? Forest bathing. That when you're out in nature and you're just present and mindful of where you are and you just take it all in, and grounding where people take off their shoes and walk on the grass, and supposedly like it grounds us, like our energy just kind of gets kind of subdued by, like, because I think we send positive ions to the earth and the earth gives us negative ions, something like that. So it's like actually electricity grounding. So Bert asked, where am I off to next? I have to go back to Florida after Vegas. Right now I'm in Vegas visiting my daughter and my son-in-law, and my son's here also, and my granddaughter. She's 6 months. She's so cute. But I'm gonna have to go back to Florida. My parents are there, and then I'll be in North Carolina for about a week. I'm gonna drive up there with the truck camper and the dogs to meet a friend, and spend some time up there. And then I have to be back in Florida by November because my brother is with my parents now, and then he's going back to New Jersey for 2.5 months. So I'll have to go back to Florida to be there for my parents. Um, so yeah. Oh. So Chris says, oh, okay, watching my videos reminds him of memories of camping when he was growing up in numerous little RVs and and they had 3 different RVs. Yeah, and that's one reason why I chose this lifestyle because when I was a kid, like my parents didn't camp, but I had a really good friend, Sandy, and her parents would always go down to Wildwood with their travel trailer every summer, and and sometimes they would invite me along, and it was so much fun, like just sleeping out in the tent and like back then, I guess that was like the 70s. Yeah, it was the 70s. Um, we had so much freedom, like we're out in the tent, like the middle of the night, we're walking around with flashlights in the campground, and it was just the best. It was so much fun. So I think that's why I chose this lifestyle because I love that. Oh, yeah, Kim says cranberries babies are the best. They are. She's so sweet. Yeah, she melts my heart. She's so sweet. Oh. Yeah. Oh, it's good to have siblings. Yes, you can rotate for caring for your parents. That's very true. Yes. Yeah, I'm so thankful for my brother because he just retired. Um, him and his wife work for the school system, so they just ended up retiring. And I think now they're just kind of using up their days and they're retiring in November, but they don't have to go back to work. So it's so nice that they can go down there and spend time with my parents and help my parents because I was starting to really I didn't realize how much I felt it until I got to the meditation retreat and I stopped. My whole body was buzzing and my mind was like a hurricane because it was just a lot. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Uh, I got a truck camper tent. Haven't camped in it yet. Okay. Set it up a few times. Is that like one of the tents that go like the kind of like a rooftop tent that goes on top of your truck bed and open up? Uh, hmm. Or hmm. I know they have tents that go in the truck bed, or ones that have a platform that go on top of the truck bed. But yeah, I love tent camping. I'd like to do a lot more backpacking. I love backpacking because you're just like, off a trail in the middle of the wilderness and yeah, it's so I don't know. I like cherish those times when I can't hear anything but nature. Like I wait for it. Like I hold my breath and I wait for it. like no airplanes, no cars, just nature. And when you're backpacking, you have so many of those moments. So, oh, okay. It's almost 5. Does anybody else have any burning questions? I think I kind of told you an update of where I'm at, and I'm getting back to doing my vlogs. It was kind of a weird thing, like because in August I was putting one out every week, and then I went to that silent meditation retreat where you are totally unplugged. Like they take your phone, you're not supposed to have any books or journaling or anything, like no outside distractions. And I mean, I love that. I love that. And then coming back, like it was kind of a shock coming back. And then especially the flight to Vegas was a shock because people are rowdy on flights to Vegas. Um, but I had a hard time getting back into like editing and doing YouTube because like my brain just totally decompressed. But I mean, I love doing videos. I love traveling and vlogging and putting it all together. So I'm still gonna go at it. But I think like on some videos I might be a little more raw because sometimes it takes me so long to edit that it's you know it's hard getting back into it. Like that one Grand Canyon video when I got that rat. Like I had 300 clips that I had to edit. So I was like, okay, I need a better system. so so yeah, I'll iron it out. And I have stuff I need to edit and get out there, but I mean I love doing it. Oh. Um made a friend when he's in Thailand. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God, that sounds awesome to go on a meditation retreat in Thailand. Yeah. Yep. You live in a temple and just meditate. It doesn't sound like fun. And it's kind of funny because when I was going, people were saying, "Okay, have fun." And like that's not, I mean, you're not kind of going to have fun because it's not fun. Like some people leave because it's hard, and I had a few hard days too because a lot of stuff comes up, and and you have to process it, and it's yeah, it's hard. And I think four people in our group ended up leaving, four ladies and three guys um, ended up leaving, and one woman left on day 9. Like we only have 10 days, and she couldn't take it, and she left on day 9. They just disappear. You go to the meditation hall, and like there's less people, but it is really, really it's hard, but it's yeah, it's very unique, and yeah, it's yeah to disconnect. That's what it is. I feel like it's a pause on life because we're so attached to our phones and answering our texts and emails right away, and like it's just like none of that is there. So it is like just a pause, a 10-day pause on life. Yeah. Okay. Thank you to Go Faster. And yeah, so I guess I'm gonna, the good old days of payphones. How did we survive? Yeah. So I think I'm gonna end this now. Thank you all so much for coming on here and having a chat with me. Yeah, I'm very honored that you're taking your time to listen to me rambling. Oh, I think the advent of smartphones is becoming all harder to go unplugged. It is, yeah, it is. And I kept thinking about that too when I was there, because like there were emails I didn't answer, and knowing that some people didn't know I was going to go and they're going to message me, and then I'm not going to answer for 12 days. But I had to let it all go. I guess it's life too. Sometimes you just have to accept and let it all go. And everything will be okay. If you don't answer that email right away, everything will be okay. So, okay. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope you can my, feel my loving kindness that I send you every day. So, okay. Bye-bye. Thank you. Now I don't know how to shut this off. Let's see. Okay, there we go.